So something a little different today. Instead of a build, I've got a repair of a build. I made a piece for a friend a while back, and he was doing the installation, and something went a little wrong, and it fell and sustained some damage. So I'm going to do a repair on it, or attempt to do a repair on it. We'll see how I do. And if you're wondering why I didn't do a video on the build, it's basically not video worthy. The build consisted of a solid slab of hickory out of one of my trees here. And it was just a live edge piece that I routed out underneath so it fit over an existing mantle. And the rest was just finishing and sanding, so not really worthy of a video. But the repair should be more interesting than the build itself. So come on along, let's see how I do. So what we have here is a mantle piece that I made for a friend of mine, and it's about a 2 1/4 inch thick piece of solid hickory that came out of one of the trees here on my property, and sat around for a year or so drying out. And when I stripped the bark off the live edge, found these worm holes or bug holes or trails, whatever you want to call them. And when I showed it to them, they kind of liked it, so we went with it. So I finished this up, and then he was going to do the installation. Well, a slight mishap happened during installation, and it fell off the existing mantle that we made it to cover, and it sustained a little damage. And I don't know if you can see that real well. It's got some dents in it. Let me get a rake light and see if we can illuminate that a little better. There we go. So I got to see if I can try and bring those up a little bit, see what I can do with that. And then on the edges, we have a little damage here that I already sanded out that was minor damage there. And then on this end, we have a little more damage. So I think what I'm going to do here is just try and lengthen this out and make it look like these wormholes come out here farther, and get rid of all that and just kind of blend that in. So we'll see what we can do. First thing I'm going to work on are the dents in the top surface, and I'm using a wet paper towel and a household iron to basically steam the wood fibers to try to persuade them into returning to their natural position that they were in before they got, well, smashed. Sometimes this can work, so I'm giving it a shot. Never done it before. I'm periodically re-wetting the paper towel and applying heat directly to where the wood is dented in. Kind of checking the progress as I go along. And I keep at it, moving around to each separate dent to kind of give each one a chance to relax a bit between heats. I also didn't want to stay in one spot too long and dry out the paper towel and take a chance on scorching the wood with the iron. It's kind of a slow process, and I guess this took me around probably 30 minutes or more. Okay, so let's see how we did. Definitely looks better. You can still see the damage, but a lot of the dents came back up really well. That long curved one didn't want to come quite all the way up though. So after I got my ironing done It's definitely better. Not 100%, but definitely not as deep as they were. So we'll move on to a little sanding and see what that does. I initially sanded the problem area starting with 180 grit, concentrating on that area primarily and then kind of feathering it out a bit. So here we are after sanding to 180 grit. Not too bad. I kind of think it's invisible. So I moved on to the edge damage down at the end. This area was not only dented in, but the wood fibers were actually torn and broken. So I figured this option of just sort of hiding it by blending the worm tunnels out to the edge was the best, if not only, real option. I'm using a Dremel tool here with a rotary burr attachment, and a pretty dull one as it turned out. I was hoping it'd be good enough, though, for this relatively small job. It would have been easier and gone much faster if it was a new bit, a nice sharp one, but this one was the only one I had, so I pressed on. I'll have to order a few more burrs and bits for this thing, so I have them on hand. Then a little hand sanding with a sanding block to do a little fine tuning. And then I even took my old pocket knife to it to rough up the bottom of the new worm tunnel so it blended in with the ones that the critters actually made. Then I applied some of the same stain I used for the rest of the mantle. But it didn't stain that fresh area dark enough. So I had to dab in some darker stain. After letting it sit a few minutes, I wiped it off, and that was a little better match and blended in a little more. I wasn't really satisfied with that one spot there on the edge though, so I got out the dull burr again, see if I could do a little better job on that. Then a little more sanding. A little more stain. And a little more dabbing. More wiping. And I figured it was pretty close. So here's looking down the whole front edge. And I think when we get down to the end here, it kind of blends in okay. I don't think anyone would notice it if they didn't know it was there. I didn't want to try to blend that one repair area on the top with the rest, so I sanded the entire top down with 180 grit and then 240. Then I reapplied stain to the whole top. And this is a mixture of Minwax Golden Pecan and Gunstock. So we are now ready for the next step, which is going to be putting on clear coat. And what I'm going to be using is just clear satin polyurethane thinned down with mineral spirits so I can wipe it on. and that eliminates a lot of the bubbling that you get with polyurethane. I'm still learning about wood finishes, and I found out about this method from the guy over at Worst Workshop. He did a video about finishes and mentioned this, and I decided to try it. It's about 75% polyurethane with 25% mineral spirits, and it seems to work pretty well. Putting it on this way results in very thin coats, so I'll do several, but I think you get a better result. Less plasticky looking too. So this is what it looks like now after several coats of the poly mix. I guess it's about like it was before. Here are some before and after pictures of the damaged areas. Well, I think that repair went pretty well, but what do you guys think? Let me know. Hopefully the installation will go without incident this time, and it'll get on there without damage. And let me just take a second here to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed recently, or since I started the channel actually. And thank you for watching my videos. It has recently taken me over the threshold to get monetized, which wasn't really a big priority when I started the channel, but it'll be nice to get something back from YouTube for making this content. Still not all the way monetized. They're doing something. I don't know what Google and YouTube are doing, but eventually they'll get there, I guess. The other thing I need to address is I had a viewer in the last video send me a question. He asked my name.
So what's your name anyway?
And it occurred to me that after all these videos, I never did mention my name. So for those of you wondering, my name is Marvin, and I go by Marv. But now you know. So that's it. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.